feel, as far as Coventry are concerned. They're 10 down. Can they get an 8-1 here? Chris Harris going for double points off the inside in the black and white helmet. Any points he scores against a Poole rider count for double. Eddie Kennett, gate 2 in red for Poole. Danny King, gate 3, yellow and black for Coventry. Kasper Gamolski, outside blue for the Poole Pirates. A big moment in this meeting. Can the Bees claw themselves back into this with a big ride from Chris Harris off gate number 1? What a start that is from Edward Kennett, and Kasper Gamolski is coming around the outside as well. Up the inside comes Chris Harris now in the black and white helmet colour. But what about this from Edward Kennett? A choice of guest from Dakota North, who has family issues back in Australia. His father has had an accident at work, and Dakota North signed on for this meeting. Edward Kennett coming in as a replacement. That certainly riled the Coventry management. Kennett's gone wide and going into the next lap. It's looking good for the Pirates.
Oh, you can guarantee Chris Harris is going to throw everything in. He's going to look on the inside of him. Not quite this lap, but Chris Harris has put in Eddie Kennett in some big pressure. You can fancy that he might get him any time.
Charging hard here into the last lap, Chris Harris. He's just following the tyre tracks of Edward Kennett. He's up the inside here, going for 6 points into turns 3 and 4. Oh, he's gone! Oh no! Oh no! It's a 5-1 for the Pirates. Chris Harris threw everything at Edward Kennett. Came off the bike, paid the price for just giving it his all. And the tactical ride has been blown by Coventry. You have to feel sorry for Chris Harris, because he gave it absolutely everything there. But at the same time, credit Edward Kennett. Kasper Gamolski, magnificent as well. Listen, Edward Kennett is here to do a job. Whatever the whys and wherefores of Coventry's unhappiness and the surroundings, the situation of the guests here tonight with Kennett, he has done a fantastic job.
Yeah, and you can just see in his face how happy he is with that. He made a great start then. He rode composed, he rode well, he covered his line well, and you know, he almost forced Chris Harris into making a mistake there, and you know, it really cost Chris Harris 4 points. You know, can't fault Chris Harris. He was going for the win. He knew that Coventry needed to get 6 points out of the race, and he threw everything at him, and you can't fault him for that. Great racing by two great riders. We just seen Chris Harris fall down there. You can't fault his effort, can you? It's just absolutely unreal, and close, they just touched there going into the corner, and Chris Harris has to get off the bike, but the Poole fans are happy, Coventry fans not so much.
Wow, great speed of Ines back here, heat number 10 at Wimborne Road, 20 points up the Poole Pirates. So we're getting towards the stage of the meeting now where Poole can mathematically confirm their place in yet another grand final here. The lineup for you is Edward Kennett, unbeaten so far as a guest. Has to be said, a controversial guest facility for Dakota North tonight, but in all thoughts with Dakota North and the family issues that are going on back in Australia. Chris Harris goes off gate number 2 in white, gate 3 in blue is Matt Zianowski, and then the outside gate for the Bees is Kyle Howarth. This is heat number 10, 37, 17 is the scoreline, 6 seats to go. Jim Lawrence, the referee, green light on, and away they go into that first turn, and it's a great start this time for the man in white, Chris Harris. But look at Edward Kennett, absolutely stunning from Edward Kennett. Who could have predicted this from the man in the red helmet colour, a former Poole and Coventry rider? Harris now going to try and charge through the middle. Good speedway again from the man in white, Chris Harris. Third in blue is Matt Zianowski, and Harris giving it absolutely everything.
We've got a replay of the other heat here, Nigel. What a first corner from Eddie Kennett. It was brilliant, and Chris Harris chased him really hard. We've got a replay.
Brilliant stuff here. Harris really pushing Kennett. Kennett's going to go wide. Harris has got the speed now and has taken the lead. It's still only a 3-all, and Kennett's coming back for more. Great speedway here in the playoffs at Wimborne Road. Chris Harris worth the admission money alone. He knows his side are probably beaten tonight, but he is still giving it absolutely everything. Whoa, what a ride from Chris Harris.
Superb rider, you can see that he wanted that so much. He obviously fell off in the earlier heat with Eddie Kennett, so he'll be really pleased to get one over him there. Worked really hard. We've said that this meeting's probably beyond them now, but it just showed the amount of commitment that Chris Harris has still got to go and do something. Got to be said that there's hundreds of Coventry Bees fans here, and it was. That was fantastic from Chris and gave them something to shout about.
Yeah, great speedway from Chris Harris. Worth the admission money alone, I think, there. Fantastic stuff. Edward Kennett was second. Maciej Janowski was third there. Super speedway, Poole 40, Coventry 20. 5 heats to go, and it needs 5 5-1s for Coventry to take us to Golden Heats now.
Yeah, look at the first corner from Eddie. He didn't quite make the start, but he hooked the inside, rolled away around the first corner, managed to come out in front of Chris Harris, who went straight to the fence from gate 2, and then it was game on, cat and mouse. Chased him. Chris Harris chased him down, and another fantastic race. Fair. Both riders were fair, gave each other racing room, and Chris Harris came out on top of this one.
Certainly did. Fantastic speedway. Meeting's all but over as a contest, but Chris Harris is still wanting to entertain us, and we thank him very much indeed for that. Brilliant. Great stuff from the GP rider. Booked his place in next year's Grand Prix Series. Chris Harris, Coventry through and through, loves riding for the club, and involved in one of the most dramatic grand finals ever.